Yo, what is up everyone? I'm back again with another review. Today we're checking out another mouse from ATK Gear, the ATK Ghost Ultimate. Now, just a quick disclaimer, this mouse was sent out to me by ATK, but of course that doesn't affect my thoughts and opinions for this review. Now to start things off, let's take a look at what's inside the box. Now I just want to first mention out this amazing looking box. As you can see, it basically opens up like this, and as you can see, this is where the mouse and the dongle sits. It is a really cool unboxing experience in my opinion, and I really like and enjoy what this mouse case looks like. And you also get a USB Type-C cable, some dot skates, and some grip tape. Now, as you can see, I've also used the dot skates, your 8K polling dongle, and some documentation. The build quality on the ATK Ghost is honestly pretty good. No issues to really point out in my opinion. It feels very solid, no rattling, no creaking, and no flexing on or inside the mouse itself. There is, however, some slight button wobbling as you can see. Me personally, it doesn't really bother me too much, but there is, like I said, a slight bit of button wobbling. But overall, I still think that it is a very good build quality, especially for ATK's first carbon fiber mouse. Now looking at the bottom layout, over here on the right side you have your on and off switch. Flick it up to turn it on, flick it down for Bluetooth, and flick it to the middle for it to turn off. Now here on the left side you have your DPI button. Over here at the top side, you have your area for your skates. I do wish, however, that this was a full-size skate area, but I guess for me personally, it doesn't really matter since I prefer using dot skates. But I know some people out there would prefer this being an actual full-size skate area for your top skates. However, for the bottom, as you can see, it is a full-size skate area, and I really do like it being like this. And for your sensor, you have your oval sensor skate area. Now, as you have seen, I am using dot skates on my ATK Ghost. However, these are the included dot skates on the ATK Ghost. I just applied them on after I was finished using the full-size stock skates that came pre-applied on this mouse. I basically used the full-size stock skates for about a week, and I would honestly say that the glide felt real nice and smooth and fast as well. They feel kind of similar to the stock skates on the ImKnightmare G23V2, which I've also reviewed on this channel. But in my opinion, I just prefer using dot skates, and the included dot skates feel much nicer since there is a little less surface area to contact with the mousepad, so they do feel much faster. I'd say that the only issue that I have is ATK not adding another set of full-size skates, just in case I wanted to use full-size skates again on my Ghost, since when I removed those skates, I kind of ruined them. So that was basically on my part. I'm sure that some people out there would do a much better job removing those skates, but yeah, I do wish that ATK would add another set of full-size skates, and I also wish that they would add way more dot skates with the Ghost, since they only included 16 dot skates, which obviously are okay, but me personally, I would definitely love to have more dot skates. Now moving on to the coating, I would say that the coating on the ATK Ghost feels a bit similar to the WL Mouse Ying carbon fiber that I have over here. It feels a bit textured, but not as bad as the Unius Black Lotus's lack of coating, I guess. I would definitely say that the Black Lotus's feel is much rougher and much textured compared to the Ghost and the Ying. Personally, I would still highly recommend using grips, especially if your hands sweat a lot. But overall, the coating isn't really bad, but not that great either. The performance on the Ghost is honestly pretty decent. The sensor feels pretty responsive and no issues at all. There is, however, some double clicking issues and scroll wheel jumping on the mouse. Now, like I said, the one I have is the Ghost Ultimate, and since it's the Ghost Ultimate, it has the ATK Light Blade mechanical switches, which I'm not really 100% sure since I haven't really opened up the mouse, but I'm assuming it's like their version of the Kale White Blade switches, or maybe their own implementation on the Kale White Blade switches. I'm not 100% sure about that since, like I said, I haven't really opened up the mouse. But yeah, basically it's the ATK Light Blade mechanical switches, and honestly the switches feel good in my opinion, but the double clicking is very annoying, especially when the debounce time is set below 1 millisecond. I would definitely suggest setting the debounce to at least 1 millisecond so that the double clicking disappears. I'm not 100% sure that it disappears, but in my testing, it hadn't had any double clicking issues since I set it to 1 millisecond, and it only had that issue when I set the debounce time to 0 milliseconds basically. Now for the scroll wheel jumping, it is occasional but still is very annoying, especially when I'm playing Valorant since my jump is binded to my scroll wheel down. It definitely does get pretty annoying, but overall the issues are fixable, minus I guess the scroll wheel, unless you replace the scroll wheel on it. But even though there are issues, I would definitely say that they are fixable. Annoying to have, but yeah, basically fixable. The shape on the ATK Ghost is kind of similar to a Viper V3 Pro, but smaller, I guess. The design, as you can see, is quite similar to the Viper V3 Pro, or I guess even now, the Viper V4 Pro. But like I said, it is a slightly smaller version of the Viper V3 Pro. I guess you can also call it a Viper V3 or V4 Mini. But it is also slightly larger than the Viper Mini, which I have over here. As you can see, the length isn't really too different, I guess, but in hand, it is definitely slightly larger version of the Viper Mini. I would say that the Viper Mini sides are much more curved compared to the ATK Ghost. Even the hump on the Ghost feels a lot higher and a lot wider compared to the Viper Mini. But overall, it definitely feels more like a Viper V3 or Viper V4 medium kind of mouse than an actual Viper Mini in this style, or basically in the Viper V3 V4 style. And overall, I think it's a really good shape. I prefer it a lot more than the Viper V3/V4 shape, mostly because it's smaller and more versatile when it comes to different styles of grips, especially for my grip. I do think that it feels much more versatile, and me coming from the Viper Mini, I do think that the Ghost definitely has the sense or the soul of the Viper Mini, but in the shape, or I guess in the body of the Viper V3, just smaller.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, should you buy the ATK Ghost Ultimate or maybe even the ATK Ghost Extreme? Now, in my opinion, I definitely recommend buying this mouse, especially if you are looking for a smaller Viper V3 Pro or the Viper V4 Pro. Also, if you are looking for a comfortable medium-sized shape but is also friendly for smaller hands, or you're just looking for a much more updated version of the Viper Mini, which Razer still hasn't given us properly yet. And the only issues, like I said, I had with the mouse was the double clicking issue, which is pretty much fixable along with the scroll wheel jumping. And in my opinion, overall it is a really good job from ATK making an updated clone of a mouse that is loved and sought after by a lot of people. Anyways, that's pretty much it for my review on the ATK Ghost Ultimate. Now, if you guys are planning on buying this mouse, I'll make sure to leave a link down in the description below to where you can get this mouse, and also make sure to use my discount code for this mouse, and I'll also leave links and my discount codes for other brands as well down in the description below. Now, if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot for me to be able to make more videos like this for you guys. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.